And then she just put her social media stuff in the chat so you can follow her. All right, Emily,
Yeah,
I'll let you have it.
okay. Yeah, so I just put my socials in because I mean, over the last couple months, Lindsay and I have been talking more. Guys, I have a lot of dogs. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I have 4 dogs and 2 cats. So if you know me, you know this is normal, but Robbie's handling them. But Lindsay and I were talking in the last few months, and I kind of said how I miss the community, and I just COVID threw a wrench and everything, and I just wanted that refresh. So that's why I put my socials in there because I want to get to know you guys better. I want to build a stronger bond. So please follow me and add me. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna try to make this. I don't know. I tend to ramble, so we'll see. But I have notes right here. Almost 5 years in the business, guys. I still use notes typed up in front of me on every single training I do. So if you have to do that, don't feel any shame in that. It's totally normal. All right. So I've been with Monat since April 30th of 2018. So it has been a while. I'm from Pennsylvania, super, super small town, country living, backwoods, no lines on the road, middle of nowhere. My journey with Monat has been amazing, amazing. Like, I could go on for days, but many people don't know or didn't know at the time what was happening behind the scenes in my life. Um, so, on this call, I'm going to talk about not allowing outside factors to be the excuse of why we can't build a successful business, why any excuse is unacceptable, honestly. And I'm saying this with so much love, but kind of like a tough love, and taking ownership of our businesses and being vulnerable and impactful on social media. So I'm going to try to condense this. That's why I did do my notes so I can stay on track. So when I signed up, I hit the ground running. I just caught that hellfire and I went full speed ahead. I hit in about 7 or 8 months into my business. I ran with the opportunity and quickly fell in love with what it did for my life. I was a VIP first, but then I just caught the vision. I realized what I had in my lap right now. And it was my vision of what I wanted to create this into. I'm a very smiley, laughing, loving type of person, generally speaking. But that is what everyone saw because that's the only part of me I allowed them to see. I actually was hiding the fact that I was married to an addict and he was abusing me in multiple ways: physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, all of the above. It was very, very hard at home. Um, so, because of this, of course, comes the depression, comes the anxiety, comes no confidence, comes just total chaos. But, I showed up in my business with purpose and intention and confidence, authority, and the term faith it till you make it was ingrained in me because I knew if I did this, the things I was showing up as happiness, fulfillment, peace, things like that would become my reality if I kept showing up. So, not faking it till you make it, faithing it till you make that. And I dreamed of true, full happiness, peace, prosperity, and just overall kindness in my life. My home life was filled with hate and, cruelty and just toxicity. But I kept pushing because I knew that this business could get me where I dreamed of becoming. Um, I didn't allow my chaotic home life to stop me. Uh, I literally worked in my car alongside the road, in coffee shops, anywhere, parking lots, wherever. I was a travel nurse at the time in hospitals. So after my shifts, I would drive up to 2.5 hours home. I would literally pull over along the highway to answer messages if I had a prospect that I wanted to seal the deal with after working a 12-hour night shift as a registered nurse. You know, I did what I had to do because I knew what it meant. I remember pulling off, and this was probably so dangerous, so I don't recommend this, but like on big highways in Pennsylvania coming home, just pulling off because I had to reply to this message. I had to hair match this person now. I mean, I did it all the time. It's how I built my business. Please don't do that. Please pull off somewhere safe. But I'm telling you, the hustle, you have to hustle, guys. So I remember shooting content in my home office with my ex-husband screaming in the background. I remember angling my photos so that you couldn't see the holes that he punched and smashed in our walls. Like, I am being so vulnerable with you guys because I just want I want you to know the real me, the real story. So it's still not easy for me to talk about. You know, it's embarrassing. It's all the things. It's hard to talk about, but it's the reality. I knew I had to continue to show up because this is what had to happen for me to grow, for me to get out, for me to, you know, overcome this. I could go on for hours, days, honestly, about all the ridiculousness and just chaos. I really could. But I turned my pain into my purpose. I turned it into my power. And this was my way out. And so I think that's really why I say this with so much love, but no excuse is valid to me. And I might sound like a little harsh saying that, but I think I know because what I built my business through, you can too. And I want to be inspiring and empowering for anyone who hears my message because if I can do it, you can do it too, no matter what's going on in your life. Um, so it's time to take responsibility for ourselves and our lives, you guys. This is it. You can say you're doing it, but are you really? It's time to walk the walk. So we all have excuses, you know, no matter your rank. If you're a market partner and maybe you didn't reach MMP yet, or if you are SED, we all have excuses. Everyone does. You're not special, you know, we all have excuses. But those who find success do not define themselves by these excuses. They acknowledge them, they know they're there, but instead of just letting them stop them, they figure out a game plan to overcome them. And that's what makes it different. And I shared this with my team today because it just really like opened my eyes. Samantha Gomes, Hodges, I hope I'm saying her last name right, her new one. She literally just lost everything in the hurricane. Her house, her car, her belongings, quite literally everything. Go look at her stories. Maybe they're gone now because it was from the flash sale. She hustled that flash sale this weekend, guys. She's still showing up and working her business. You know, so that should be so inspiring for you. There's a difference between interest and commitment. And this really hit home to me too. There's a difference between interest and commitment. Interest is when you only do it when it's convenient. Commitment is accepting no excuses, only results. You do what it takes to get it done. And that is just so true. Like that hits home to me. Sam is committed. You know, Samantha is committed. She knows this is a life altering thing she just went through, but she also knows her business is going to get her out of it. Her business is her lifeline. So take responsibility if you want changes to happen in your life because it falls on you and only you. So how do you overcome these things? You know, how do you become stronger than your excuses? Guys, you have to do the mindset work. You have to do personal development. You have to kind of understand what's holding you back, understand your demons maybe, and work through them. You know, you have to become stronger than your excuses. For me personally, what was very therapeutic to me and helped me get my emotions out and kind of feel my way through them. Because another thing that was told to me throughout the hard times of my life was you have to feel it to heal it. So I was raw and unfiltered, and I journaled on my good days, on my bad days. I just kind of like if you're on the rise and shine call, the brain dumping, I did that for all my emotional things too. And that helped me so much. So I'm telling you, if you struggle with feeling like your head is just overwhelmed, it's going to pop off because you have a million thoughts. I highly encourage you to journal. It doesn't even have to be about your business. Some days it was just how grateful I am for certain things. And it was today was a good day, you know. Other days, I will not tell you what I said. It was lots of curse words, lots of swearing, lots of anger, lots of frustration. But when I was done, I felt lighter. I felt more focused and clear. Um, so that's something that you can maybe start to incorporate to get your head on straight and work through whatever you're going through. Um, Personal development is going to carry you through the hard days. It's going to carry you through the ups and downs. It's going to push you whenever you need that push, whenever it is easier to just, quit for the day. Personal development is going to tell you to get your booty back up. Find mantras that speak to your heart. And guys, quite literally write them out on post-its. If you're in the leadership chat, I already shared this. If you're on my team, you know that I share this. I do this. I put post-its all over my house, on my bathroom mirror, beside my bed. And guys, it's just something that's personally helped me. Find what speaks to your soul. And just put that obnoxiously to continuously remind you. So whenever you're having a bad day, that's going to push you through. So that was a little bit about my backstory, a little about the mindset, the excuses. I know it's a lot. I know it's messy, but we're here now. We're better days here. All is good. So I'm going to flip the switch over to social media and just kind of showing up boldly, showing up with intention, showing up, in ways that's going to convert to sales and new business partners and just having more of an impact. So on social media, guys, you have to be bold. You have to be unapologetic. It's just a non-negotiable. So people are tired of seeing the same kinds of posts. They're tired of seeing the same, keywords. It's amazing, amazing. It's the best. Join my team, join me. The typical cliche direct sales words, we have to be better than that. And they're blind to these run-of-the-mill posts. So, if you're making these posts you're having easy to just throw up really quick, you need to think about it more. You need to be more intentional with your captions, because honestly, the people in your feed, they're blinded to them because they've seen them all. You have to stop that scroll. So it's time to evolve how you're sharing. It's time to evolve your wording, your vocabulary, your content, your photo angles, how you share before and afters, different things like that. This is your business 2.0, because this is Monat 2.0. Guys, if you were in St. Louis, I hope you got that vibe too, because I just have chilies talking about it. You can tell Ray, Stuart, all of the corporate people, they were like, okay, the line was drawn. What's happened the last 2 years is gone. We are here. We are here for business. We are here for momentum. Like, let's freaking go. I got that vibe from them so much. And I hope you guys did too. Like, I just feel like this company was at a turning point, and Monations was that, okay, we're turning the page. Here we are. So something with this is, do not accept your insecurities with social media. Do not accept areas where you don't feel confident in. I know what I just said about, it's time to upgrade how you're wording your content, things like that. I know that can make you feel really like intimidated and kind of like, oh boy, well, how do I do this? I get it. But don't own that. It's time to get confident. It's time to grow. It's time to utilize your resources and teach yourself. But that's what we're all here for too, because we're all in the same boat. Let's learn together, grow together, So don't own that maybe scary feelings that you might be having or overwhelmed feelings. Just don't overcomplicate it. So AJ General, you know her, she is a boss. She is a boss. She totally shook me a couple years ago. We were in a leadership chat. I do not even remember what chat it was, but I was asking for help with something, and I shared that what I was having trouble with. Sorry, the dogs just came in. And I kept saying, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling. Like, I kept using the word struggling. And her response to me about made me fall over. But she was like, okay, first of all, stop saying you're struggling. Stop owning that. You're only struggling if you say you are. So stop saying that. Remove that word from your vocabulary. And that stopped me in my tracks. Like, that totally changed so much for me about just how I approach everything. Don't own that. You are the one that decides if you're struggling or not. No one else. That is a total perspective thing. So everybody needs to just throw that word out of their vocabulary for good. But it stopped me in my tracks, and I was like, oh my God, you're right. So we are in control. I know all of us visualize a version of ourselves that we are wanting to become, a version of ourselves that, we're trying to be. Stop thinking that you're not her right now. You need to show up as her today, right now, and stop saying, whenever X, Y, and Z happens, then I'll be her. Then I'll be a better version of Emily. You need to show up as her today. What would she do? How would she show up on social media? What type of wording would she use? What type of people would she have on her team? You need to show up in that way today, not, once all the stars align and everything. You need to become her right here, right now. And the faith it till you make it falls back into play. So then, if you're showing up as her today and tomorrow and the next day, guys, that's who you become here and now, rather than, what you think is going to take years and years to happen. You're her. She is you. So that's something that kind of was like a huge mindset shift for me as well. But the next thing too is something that I actually just helped my team with today. It's the excuse, I don't know what to post, or I don't know how to word this, or something like that. And this falls back to utilizing your resources. So this is just a solid black and white tip that I feel is super important. Guys, Pinterest, Pinterest, YouTube, Google, they are your best friends, but mostly me personally, I use Pinterest. So today I actually just searched call to actions, money caption ideas, catchy captions on Pinterest. And I shared visuals with my team because I had someone, she was talking, we were discussing how to up our social media game. And we need to be doing call to actions with every post. Every Monat post needs to have some type of call to action. Your stories every day need to have a call to action. And that doesn't mean DM me for, a cart, or DM me to get hair matched. It could be responding to a poll, doing the little slider reaction in your stories. A call to action, quite literally, is anything that prompts an action from the people viewing your social media. But you have to do something to prompt engagement. But also, so everyone on this chat, Lindsay, is this right? Everyone on this chat should be on Kendall's team too, right? So, okay. So if you're not in the Telegram chats that Kendall has provided for us, you are missing out. And if you need the links, I can share them. But Kendall made a post in Kendall's tribe with the Telegram links. There's one for graphics, there's one for before and afters, there's an events one, and there's a call one. If you're not in them, get in them tonight. If you don't have Telegram, download it, immediately. But and the Telegram that Sam has for us too, plug in, guys. The resources are right there, but they are golden. So I'm telling you, the Telegram with Kendall for the graphics, it makes sharing about a flash sale so easier. Like, just work smarter, not harder. She's providing that for you, and you can personalize it then more. But that is a huge game changer also, to just fall into your upline's resources that they're providing for you. The other thing too is the people that you're looking up to, the people that you are saying, man, I wish I could be like her. Guys, they weren't born that way. They weren't born creative social media gurus. They were not born professional caption writers. They studied to get that way. They found inspiration to get that way. So you have to do the same. Find market partners that you can relate to, or that you are really inspired by. And I highly suggest honing it into a smaller group rather than everybody out there. I have a few uplines or directors that I really can relate to, I really am inspired by, and I learn from their posts to up my social media game as well. I don't steal their stuff. I don't copy paste it. Guys, you have all been in this business long enough. We don't do that. I find inspiration from it. I recreate it as my own, or, something like that. I take my own twist on it, but the inspiration is right in front of you. Instead of just aimlessly scrolling, or looking at her stuff and saying, oh, I wish I could be like her. Well, then be like her. Recreate it as your own. But put your own twist on it rather than copying. Be inspired by it. So that is how you get creative. That is how you become better. So the only way you get better is by taking that action. Just by sitting back and wishing you were her, that's not going to change anything for you. You have to take action. You have to fail. You have to get back up. Try again. Try plan A through Z and back again. And you have to take ownership of that and realize it's up to you. Yes, our uplines are providing all of these resources, but it's up to you to utilize it. It's up to you to stay plugged in and stay engaged. Another tip too that we talked about in my team today, well, with Caitlin, I was talking about it with you. I wanted to put this in here. When you talk about transformations, talk details. Do not just share a before and after and say, amazing, love these products. Like, that's okay, every now and again in your stories, I guess, if you're trying to create that mystery, like, so someone can say, oh, what are they? But I think it's kind of past that point too. So whenever you're sharing transformations, you have to hit on specific pain points, guys. So instead of just saying, these products transform my hair and I'm so happy, you need to kind of get things that's going to stop the scroll, like 3 ways to mend split ends, and then write a post about it. How to remove hard water buildup. I'm just saying examples. If you have bloat, you need this, or keep watching and share the greens drink. Repair heat damage with this X, Y, and Z. So like you have to hit on more specifics, or like, I repaired my, well, I am dealing with hard water damage right now. So my hard water damage staples, and then make a post about it and then share a before and after. That's going to stop people rather than just saying, my hair's amazing. Obviously, we all need those awesome hair flip videos, those awesome, where you make your hair shine and everything. We need them too, but you need to be incorporating this more so to get that scroll to be stopped. So someone else can say, hey, I have split ends up to my ears too. I need that, because that's how I was when I started. My split ends literally came the whole way up here, and I saw my upline posting about it, and that's what drew me in. So that's like another big tip from me as well, to kind of get your business and your social media revamped, and your business 2.0. Be bold. Let your passion for this business and these products be known. You have to be unapologetic. When the BB cream launched, guys, I'm telling you, I was over the moon, like obsessed. I'm in love with it. I'm so obsessed with BB cream. I was hoping for this for so long. I would not shut up about it for 2 weeks straight when it launched. I was sharing about it every day in some way. I was messaging everybody. And when we had the BB cream sale, my PV increased by over 700 in one weekend because of it. And, you have to be unapologetic, and you have to not believe that you're spamming people. And spamming is another word we need to throw out of our vocabularies, because if you even are thinking, oh, I don't want to spam people, you are giving yourself discredit. You are discrediting this business, these products, this opportunity. If you aren't shouting them from the rooftops, what are you even doing? You have to be so bold and passionate, and just, I don't want to use the word obnoxious, because not in that sense, but just share your love for them. I watched that create such a PV boost in my business, because it was something that had me super, super excited again. And it really was an eye opener that brought me back to the beginning of my business, whenever I was like, oh my God, like finding my love for this product and that product as I was using them as a new market partner. And I realized this is a huge missing link in my business the last year or so. You have to have that just unapologetic excitement and passion every single day. You have a gift. This product, this business is a true gift. And this fact alone, and the mindset shift by removing the word spam out of your vocabulary, that's going to change it all for you. But it's so necessary. The BB cream, for example, it's helping others feel beautiful. I honestly, like, I don't like leaving my house without some type of foundation or concealer. I really don't. It's just me. The BB cream is such a problem solver for me. It's so easy, it's lightweight, it's effective. Like, it is such a confidence booster. It was truly a heaven sent gift for me. Like, I love it. And, I truly, truly feel I am doing a disservice to others by not trying to share it with everybody. It's such a problem solver, and it's my job to offer this solution. So I'm truly hurting people by not sharing this with them. And you have to ask yourself, are you at that level with these products? Like, are you truly believing they are such a gift that you are doing such a disservice by not sharing it with others? And if you're not there, you have to find that excitement. You have to have that mindset shift, because I never, ever, ever feel like I'm spamming someone when I message them. I never feel like a bother. I never, when I message someone, say, hey, sorry to bother you, but do not ever say that, girl. You need to say, girl, I am here to save your life, basically. Like, you have to show up confidently, because that is going to change so much for your business and your outcome. But your story deserves to be told. And this is where I kind of want to talk about getting a little vulnerable on social media. I used to not tell my story. Of course, I didn't tell it whenever I was still in my marriage. I couldn't, of course, if I was coming home and I wrote a post about how awful my life is, that would probably not be a good idea. But after I kicked my ex out, I was still hesitant to share my story. Yeah, I was embarrassed about it, but I was also worried about ruffling feathers. And then it just kind of came to me like, this is my story. This happened to me. It impacted me. It changed my life. It deserves to be told, and I can impact and help others by sharing it. And, by sharing how I fought through it, by how I overcame it. You cannot worry about what others think. You cannot worry about the opinions of the girls you went to high school with, or your coworkers, or your ex-husband's aunt, or whoever. You cannot worry about that. This is your story, this is your life, and unless those people are writing you a check for as much as you want, it doesn't matter what they think. But think of how you can help others by sharing your own pain points. Think about how you can help others by sharing inspiring things. And I want it to be known too, you don't have to have a bad story. You don't have to, come out of the ashes to be a success story in Monet, or your story is still valid and deserves to be told if you already have a good life. Say you have an amazing family, you truly are happy and all good things. How has this business helped you even more? How has it made it sweeter? What are the good things that you wouldn't have without this business? It doesn't have to be a total 180 story to still be effective. You can still be inspiring if you already have a good life. And I just want that to be known too, in case there's someone that's like, oh, can't relate to her. Just so you know, no matter what your story is, it's valid and it deserves to be told. Because I promise other people out there are going to relate one way or the other, and they're going to connect with you and they're going to flock to you by sharing the details, pain points or good things about your life. And being vulnerable, I know it's scary. I know it makes you feel uneasy, but it's actually one of the most powerful things ever. Think about how much of an impact you can have whenever you're vulnerable. It actually gives you so much power. And that's another mindset shift you have to make. I'm not telling you, to air your dirty laundry. It needs to be tasteful. There needs to be a reason behind it. Like, I didn't just get on social media and crap talk my ex and, slander and this and that. I didn't use his name. I still don't, things like that. You have to share in a raw but very tasteful way. And that's how it's going to be more effective. If you're just getting on there, being unprofessional, being just crap talking, it's not going to attract the people you want to attract. But I am honest. I share nothing but facts about my life and about my journey and my story. And whenever I get a message from someone saying, thank you so much for that, I needed that, your push, that pushed me to start seeing a counselor or file for a divorce, actually, I had someone say, or this, that, or the third, like, that just brings me so much purpose. And I realize I am here for that specific reason. I'm a registered nurse. I was put on this earth to help people, but because of this business, I can share my past and the bad things about my past. I can use that through Monet to help others. And that just like fuels my fire so much. And I think, whenever I become vulnerable, that's whenever I attract my true tribe. We're always wondering, how do we attract our dream team, our tribe? you have to let your personality and your story be known. You can't just put these surface level posts and, rainbows and butterflies all the time and just create this false cookie cutter reality of what it means to be a Monat market partner and expect to have your true tribe come to you. You have to understand the people who are successful, their true selves show through and they show so many realms of their life. Um, Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes I really hesitate, not so much now, but in the beginning, I really did. But then I just made that mindset shift, and it's really has been amazing and just so empowering. Um, but honestly, guys, you know, my biggest tips for you is don't own the limiting beliefs, don't own your struggle. Take ownership of your business and realize all the tools are right here. If you say you have a hard time with thinking of post ideas, get on Pinterest and search. Get in the team pages and search content ideas or topic ideas. I'm telling you, there's lists everywhere. I literally used to have a jar that I wrote down so many different post topics. I cut up little pieces of paper and put them in a jar. When I was having total like brain fart, I couldn't think at all with what to post. I pulled out of that jar and I found a topic and I posted about it. Like just do different things that makes your life easier. But honestly, understand that everybody that has been successful in this business has hard times also. They have chaotic lives. They have, troubles and ups and downs and a million things going on too. Everybody is busy. You are not too busy for this business. You are not too, scatterbrained or whatever for this business. You're not. So don't say you are. Don't own that, but just know that you can make this whatever you want it to be. All the tools are right here. If you have to get up earlier and you want to get on the 6 a.m. call, which I highly suggest, do it. If you want to start your own call, like maybe 7 o'clock works better for you, and that's a perfect time for you, start a call because I'm telling you, there's going to be so many other women that hop on it because we're all looking for that. And, we're all looking for that team, that camaraderie and that community. So, you have to audit your day to day and schedule it in and say, I'm not going to do this whenever it's easy for me. I'm going to do this every single day so that it becomes what I want it to be. You can't just show up when it's convenient, guys. But just know you're just like those women that you're looking up to. The people who are like top in this business, the people who you think have it all, that you're like, man, I want to be like her. You are just like her. You are. There's no difference. We all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same resources. We are all sharing the same product. Like, that's the really cool thing about this. The number one income earner is sharing that same bottle of Rejuvenique oil that we have in our hand. That is what took her there. And that in itself pumps me up so much. You have the same opportunities. It's just what you do with them. So that's all I have. But I really hope that you guys got a lot from this and I was helpful to somebody out there.
That was
So
absolutely incredible. You're like, that's all I have. Well, all I have is a full page of notes. Like, seriously, so good. So, so good. Thank you so much for really showing us how when you are vulnerable, just like I feel like because we all gravitated to you, you shared with us, you opened up with us, and we're all like just starting it that way, just like kind of proved your point a little bit more. But
yeah.
you just have so many great things. Like, do not accept your insecurities. I wrote down, I have post-its around too, but I wrote down, don't own your limiting beliefs, don't own your struggles, don't own the things you think of yourself. That's basically what I wrote, to remember what you mean by that, because that is such a good one. And I hope you guys all took notes, or you guys all just got so much out of this. I don't know how you wouldn't have gotten so much out of it. If you look at the chat, everyone was just the whole entire time just so grateful for you being vulnerable with us, and we all want to like give you a hug. I just want to give you a hug because you've been through so much and you've pushed so hard, and it's just, that's going to inspire so many people. And I love that no one can literally give you an excuse. Literally no one can give you a single excuse.
Mhm.
So incredible. Does anyone have any questions or anything like that before we hop off? I feel like you covered everything really good.
Well, and
Um,
I just want everyone to know too, if you are going through a hard time, seriously, please keep going. Fall onto your sisters, your Mo family, your family, whoever. Life has taken a complete 180 for me, and I have such a good life right now. Everything is wonderful. So just know it gets better. So don't give up this opportunity. Don't let anyone take it from you. This is your baby. This is your business. This is your future and only yours. And I truly don't know where my life would be without it. And I can wholeheartedly say that. It scares the crap out of me whenever I think about it. So just remember that, this can take you wherever you want in life. So don't give up. Don't let hard days steal that from you.
I love that. We'll
So
end there. That's solid gold. All right, guys. Thank you so much for getting on. I appreciate you, Emily. Thank you so much for doing this call. I know everyone loved it, and that was the best thing. I'll just leave it at that. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.